Hi, this is Seth with Alliance Games. I'm sitting here with Katie from the Op.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you this morning?
Very good, thanks.
Let me hear about this wonderful game you have.
Yes, so this is Mountains Out of Molehills. It is a new strategy game, but it's very accessible and much easier for a family to sit down and play.
Okay.
But you would be surprised at the amount of strategy that there's actually going to be when you are moving your moles underground.
Well, can you show me how to play?
Fantastic, yes. So to start the game, we have to decide who has dug a hole most recently. They get to go first. So we've been redoing our garden. So I probably dug a hole most
You certainly
recently.
have.
Okay, fantastic. So the first thing we need to do is we need to draft our movement cards.
Okay.
So all players are going to take turns drafting 4 cards. So as you can see on our grid, there are 4 cards per player, plus an additional 4. We're pretending we're a 4-player game right now.
That's fine with me.
These movement cards allow our moles to move underground. And every time a mole moves from a different space on the grid, you're going to push mounds of dirt up.
Okay.
Your goal is to be in control of as many mountains as possible, and that's how you get points. And
Okay.
whoever has the most points at the end of the game wins.
Wonderful.
So these different movement cards allow you to do that. This card would mean you can take 2 squares forward, and then you would put on 2 more of your molehills. You get to put a new piece into each different square that you go on.
Okay.
These cards, for example, is a left turn or a right turn. Now, it's very important that you take note of the direction your mole is facing, because it's your mole's left or right, not your left or right.
Oh, okay.
So I constantly have to move around the table to figure out my lefts and my rights to make sure that I know which card I want to draft.
I really like that.
There's also a U-turn +1 or just standard U-turns, which allows you to go 180 degrees to get yourself out of some precarious situations if needed. Once all players have drafted their 4 cards, we're then going to take a second to program those cards into the order we want to play them. Once those cards are programmed, you can't make any changes to your turn.
Neat.
After the programming phase, we then get to play our cards and move our moles around underground.
Okay. How long does the game normally last?
So about 45 minutes is the standard playtime.
Awesome. And how do you win?
You win by having the most points. So at the end of every round, after all players have played their 4 cards, we're going to count points. You get 1 point for each tower you control, plus everything on top of it. And in order to control the tower, you have to be the bottom color. So for example, if the red mole was creeping in on the gray mole's territory, right? That red mole would put their piece underneath the existing mountain, and then they would have stolen those points. So if this were the end of round 1, the green mole would have 2 points, yellow would have 2 points, gray would have 1, 2, 3 points, but red would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points.
Oh, okay.
Once that is over, we'll discard our cards, set up a new grid of 20 cards, and then start the process over again for rounds 2 to 6.
Now, how many players is the game based for?
2 to 4.
Wonderful.
This is currently set up for a 4-player game. If you were to turn these game boards upside down, there is a smaller grid for the 2-player version of this game.
What would you say the age range for the game is?
We say about 9+. There is a way more strategy than you would think of when you're just looking at this board. Plus the dexterity levels can get a little tricky. You know, in rounds 5 or 6, you could have towers that are 4 to 5 pieces high. So we just want to make sure that there's some stability there.
And what would this game run?
This is $39.99. It is in stock now and ready to ship.
Awesome. And is there anywhere people can go online to find more information?
Yes, you can find information on this and all of the Op games at theop.games.
If you're interested in getting this game into your store, please reach out to your Alliance rep and they'll get everything set up for you. Thank you again.
Thank you.